Welcome to Kenshi. Kenshi is a simple open world game, but unlike many open world games, Kenshi has no objectives, no quest markers, no quests, no anything. The story that you have as a player in Kenshi is totally of your own. Everything that happens within Kenshi is your own story. Maybe you can have similarities between other players, but it's all a choice. Everywhere you go is of your own volition. Every choice, decision may be to create a home of your own, or to be some mastermind, or perhaps a hero for the land. It's all your own decision. Kenshi is an RPG game, and with that, there will be RPG elements. This game can be very grueling to those who are not prepared, or grueling even to those who are prepared, as sometimes Kenshi will go and try to sucker punch you in the stomach multiple times. How Kenshi works is it is a squad-based game. You start out with 1 to 5 people, sometimes more depending on what kind of game start you have. Games can vary based on what you choose. You could choose something simple as a wanderer to maybe a robot, maybe some other options. I, for one, have a variety of mods allowing me to have more options than you would in the base game. But these mods do add some elements that make Kenshi more enjoyable, as it allows you to even go further than you would normally. You can possibly go and play as a character you normally would be hostile towards. And it's these kinds of things that Kenshi can be very interesting. Because Kenshi has its own inbred built modding system, allowing for players to go and change and edit things within the game, creating their own mods. This mod compatibility makes it very easy for players to go and create their own kind of worlds. I've chosen a Hive Exile for this as a quick demonstration onto what I would be getting into during my series while playing Kenshi. To start out, when you go and collect yourselves and your thoughts on what you might want to get into while playing the game, you'll be selecting one of those options. Those options are different starts to the game. You'll be then put into a character creation screen where you can go and choose your race, your size, your weight, maybe your different dimensions you want, and you'll also see the different stats that you'll have. Some characters have some very beneficial stats, some don't. But for this, I just started with something quick and simple. Kenshi has a full world of both ruins, of new and old. Kenshi takes place in a story of a post-apocalyptic world, where an ancient humanity that went and came to the world of Kenshi, which is the moon of a large planet, went and ended up fighting in some form of war. This war is unknown how it started and who they fought against, but what is known is humanity did at least survive, if not win. There's much other things I could go and get into with the story of Kenshi, but for simplicity, and to go and not ruin the story for you, I will go and quickly give you a quick description of every race. Of course, you have your humans, the people who went and first colonized the planet from the ancient civilization. Then you have robots, or skeletons. These were creations of the humans that are now roaming the world just like everyone else. Then you have the Shek. The Shek are closely resemblant of humans, except they have horns and what look to be bone-like structures throughout their body. Finally, you have the Hive, which is the one race that doesn't particularly have an easy cut and dry way of explaining how they exist. Some people believe that they were once part of the world of Kenshi before humans even arrived. Some believe that they might be an experiment, but nobody particularly knows on that one. So what will I be doing in Kenshi? Well, that'll be up to you. In the description, I'll be going and leaving different options and game starts on what I can do. For you, you can go and comment down below what kind of game start I should have and what kind of objective I should have. Keep in mind, I can almost be anything and everything. If I wanted to, I could be a bounty hunter, perhaps maybe an explorer, perhaps a destructive warlord, maybe a creator going and trying to build a new city, a new civilization. It's up to you. You will decide. I will be asking not only you, but others as well. To go and give an easy understanding onto what I will be doing in Kenshi, I'll have to go and quickly explain something. In Kenshi, there are multiple ways of earning money, or in the other word, cats. There's the simple, honest way, which is simply mine. Go and mine some copper, maybe some iron, and hope that you'll be able to make enough money to get yourself the equipment you need. Another way is salvaging. Maybe going and finding old, destroyed, and ruined areas for salvage, things that you can go and pick up and sell. The third is salvaging off of the recently fallen. It is the most dangerous, but can be the most profitable of the three, especially in the early game. Going and finding recently fallen enemies and combatants is an easy way of going and getting some armor, weapons, maybe some food, maybe some medical supplies, things that you would need. If you would like, you can also put in your comment what kind of style I should take. Though keep in mind, I won't be going directly to that style immediately, as I'd have to go and quickly take to my bearings, as well as if I wish to do something like strength training, I'm most likely going to also need to mine for a while in order to gather the iron to weigh myself down. Oh, did I forget to mention that when it comes to skills in Kenshi, all your skills are constantly being improved. In this game, every single action you do does have consequences, may they be good or bad. In the case when it comes to skills and also attributes, things like strength, toughness, dexterity, and perception, all of these go and improve over time whilst you do things. For example, laboring improves by simply mining or using machinery. A trait like athletics improves the more you run around. Your strength can also improve by going and weighing yourself down, having a high encumbrance. Simple things like attacking, defending, and even sneak also improve by, well, doing those very things. But in the case of toughness, you have to take a hit in order to take less hits, if you would understand that. The more hits you take, the more likely your defense and your resistance to being hit will also increase, allowing you to take less damage over time. Sometimes you'll wander around finding friends or foes. If you're lucky, it'll be a friend. If you're unlucky, it'll be a foe. Someone who will try to go and perhaps kill you, or try to at least steal from you. Now, yes, you may die, but that is part of Kenshi. If you do die, you get back up and you start again. Because Kenshi will carry on even if you are not around. Even if your character passes, everything continues. Sometimes you'll be in risky situations, being chased by those who are desperate. Sometimes you'll be unlucky and end up in an area that you may not want to be. Sometimes, just sometimes, you might just end up being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or being an unwanted guest in a city. For one, Kenshi has a fairly depth story. For one, where I'm currently at is called the Holy Nation territory. The Holy Nation are fanatics. They don't like robots, they don't like the Shek, and they don't like the Hive. But they especially dislike the skeletons, which are the robots. But that won't stop them from going and harming anyone else who they also dislike. Kenshi can be very unforgiving if you're not prepared. Sometimes when you're downed, you'll have to sit and wait. Wait until you can wake up. Sometimes you'll act dead when there are enemies nearby. You have to try to be as quick as you can to escape their clutches. But sometimes you're just not quick enough. And sometimes you end up taking too many hits. And you'll be trapped. Stuck to eventually die with no one around. So, what will my Kenshi playthrough come with? What will we find once I play? Who knows? But what we do know is the start will be also up to you. So I hope you will stick around and see what is to come in Kenshi. Because, frankly, who knows? For all we know, it might be interesting, or it might be lonely. We may die, we may not. Only time will tell.